surreal. This is such an honor to be here. We grew up right where you are all sitting right now, and it has been such like going down memory lane tonight for us, but such an honor because it's a huge part of our lives, and we cannot thank Robert and Elizabeth enough. They changed our lives.
Yeah, I have to get up here because I gotta say thanks to my wife for letting me get out of the house with 3 little kids. But then thinking about meeting my wife, I met her at a house party when she said, "Yo, Spy Kids!" And I turned around and love at first sight. But I can't help but then think about how not only did Robert give me an incredible opportunity, he gave me my life and my wife and my kids and everything. And
that's how I met my husband too. He literally came up to my window, knocked on the door, and said, "Oh, shiitake mushrooms." Literally from the movie. Like, great, you know what? Spy Kids found us our spouses. Thank you.
So thank you, Robert, for your creative genius. And but being married, behind every creative genius is an even more brilliant woman. So really, I want to thank Elizabeth for making it all happen. So, your turn.
I'll pass it to you guys.
It is such a huge honor to be here, and especially the fact that it's been, this party is a Trollmaker this year. It changes where it happens. So you're sitting basically in a place that has been many different sets, but especially in Spy Kids. Imagine the kids' bedroom, the parents' bedroom, the set where they go down that chute to get on the super guppy, or the guppy, and then the interior of the safe house was all built here. And it was just this incredible, magical place where you saw quite a bit of things that we shot in this room. And that is the magic of movies and the magic of the teams and the wonderful crew that is mostly from Texas that either moved from LA and stayed with us in Texas since, and just have created so many films with us here. And I just feel so proud to receive this award for a movie that means so much to us and that our children have participated in. We've made 5 of them, and they've gotten to be in a part of at least 1 or 2 of them. I'm so grateful to have met Robert at the University of Texas from the beginning in 1988. And for us to have created something that is so lasting that 25 years later, I go on a movie set in somewhere like Tenerife, Canary Islands, Spain, and the kids, all they want to talk, the crew want to talk about Spy Kids, of all things. It's a part of their lives, even in Spain, even anywhere in the world where I go. Oklahoma, I shot a film, it was the same. They wanted all the stories about Spy Kids. And it's precious, because you're talking now about young people that are adults, like in their 20s and 30s. And so, it means something. It means a lot. It shows you how movies, how art can change you and save you. And a lot of times kids would say, "My name is Carmen," or "My name is Junie," or "My last name is Cortez. I'm a Latino kid." They wrote letters to Robert, and it's so touching that not only did it help lots of kids, but it really, really connected with our Latino community. And that's a big deal. Now I want to bring a special guest. We're going to roll the tape on something very special. Thank you.
Hello to all of you in Austin, Texas, at this wonderful event, the Texas Film Hall of Fame. I am grateful and proud to us to receive, as a family, the Texan Star Award for our film, Spy Kids. I want to thank Robert Rodriguez and Elizabeth Avillan at Troublemaker Studios for the opportunity to be Gregorio Cortez, wonderful father and spy. And to Carla Gugino, of course, Alexa Vega, and Daryl Savara for being my family and fellow spy. A lot of kisses to all of you.
What a wonderful surprise. I didn't know we would hear from him. And I love it. Every time I hear his voice, it sounds more and more like Puss in Boots. First of all, I can't get over what an amazing full circle it is that we're here, right here on the stages where we filmed all these Spy Kids movies from 1 through 5. I want to thank the Austin Film Society, Texas Film Hall of Fame for this wonderful honor for what is truly my favorite movie of all the movies I've gotten to make, because it's so close to my heart, to my family, even based on my family. In fact, so many of my earliest short films that I would enter into contests were all precursors to Spy Kids, so this film kind of represents the kind of movie I've been making since I was in high school, growing up in San Antonio in a family of 10 children. All my backyard movies were always action comedies that starred my little brothers and sisters, and I found that to be such a winning combination at film festivals that I knew someday I'd make a feature film version, and Spy Kids was born. And not just the idea of the movie itself, but also the process, which was so important. I realized that one of the big secrets to the success of my short films was how I made them at home, in my backyard, with my family, my siblings. I wanted to keep that method really going and apply it to my bigger budget films. That's why I stayed home. That's why I stayed here in Texas. We didn't want these movies to be or feel factory made, but more like a home-cooked meal. You know, you'd rather have a home-cooked meal than a McDonald's burger, you know, and that's what a factory film would feel like. And I think that's why movies like Spy Kids are really just home movies. I wanted to make a film that captured the spirit of my experiences growing up in such a large family, but I wasn't sure if people would be that interested in hearing about my family, so I made them spies, because I thought that would have more worldwide appeal. And once I happened upon this idea for Spy Kids, I remember being very protective of it. I thought it was a great idea. Nothing like it had ever existed. I wouldn't even tell people the title. And it seems crazy now because it's become such a trope. But most of the reviews at that time started by saying, I can't believe this movie hasn't already been made by Hollywood. It seems like such an obvious idea. Sometimes the best ideas are the ones that are this close to your face. You know, kids that have to go save their parents. That was not a story trope yet. You've seen that a bunch since, but that was really new back then. Much less kids that were spies. I mean, I knew it would be my most successful film because it would appeal to a wider audience than the ones I had been making, which were more niche, you know, gory action movies, horror films, but this one would appeal to families and children. But those are your most loyal audience, by the way. You know, a parent might watch it one or twice, but kids watch it over and over. If it's something they love and it empowers them, they will watch it again and again and again. And if you get into a child's dreams like that, you have to be really cognizant of what you're putting in there. So we try to fill it with life lessons and family values. In fact, at the time, it was such an odd choice to have the children go on the adventure and not the parents. And when we first screen tested it, it didn't even test that well. Parents were so confused. They thought, something's wrong with this movie. The parents, they complained. The parents get taken away within minutes, and then the kids take over the movie. I mean, no one had seen anything like that. But that's what I really wanted. I wanted it to be an action film for kids. I wanted kids to have a really robust action-adventure film to call their own. And remember, this was even before Harry Potter, so this was really new. So this film started as a dream I had here in Texas, that we got to realize that dream right here in this building with so many talented actors, Daryl Sabara, Alexa Vega, Carla Gugino, Alan Cumming, the great Tony Shalhoub, Robert Patrick, and Puss in Boots himself, Antonio Banderas. And what a dream it was, getting to make this film at home with Elizabeth Avellan and our children who were stunt kids in those first films. And now they've grown to be our co-writers, composers, production designers. A family legacy sprang from this film. And I'll forever be grateful for that. And for Texas stepping up to be there for us, to be that community for us to make it. I want to thank all our local crew and craftspeople that brought their creativity and extreme imagination to the table, instilling magic in the hearts of children and their families who've enjoyed this film for the past 25 years. You know that thing you're all chasing the whole movie? The third brain is right here. I mean, to be making things like that in-house here that children dream of is, I